DC Beats.
Look, I'm a trip, so I'll play for the bag. Trips in the ceiling, coop me and taking.
What's up, my ballers? Thanks for joining us today. I'm here with Raheem.
And Michael, as well as Bernard Muchemwa. For those of you who don't know who Bernard is an important figure in the African community. He's the president of the African New South Wales Football Association. So Bernard, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh yeah, thanks guys. Good evening everyone. Thanks for bringing me up here. My name is Bernard Muchemwa. I come from Zimbabwe. Originally, I came to Australia in 2003. Straight away in 2004, I joined the African Cup as a player, as a coach, as a player coach. I was in the cup final once. Luckily for my country, it's a small country. In 2010 against Ghana, and we lost 3-2. But I was happy. I was a finalist as a player. That's all I can say.
So we're gonna ask you a couple of questions regarding your experiences and your journey, in becoming African president and just as a player. So you want to start the questions, Mike?
Yeah, sure. So at what point did you decide that you wanted to head in that direction to become the president of the African Cup in New South Wales?
Thanks, Michael. Look, I'll answer this in 3 parts. It was a natural progression, like what I said, player coach. Then I became a treasurer, then the president. The reason why I became the treasurer is my background. I'm a chartered accountant.
Yeah.
So I wanted to use my financial and accounting skills and experience to help the African Cup, the community, by bringing in robust accounting systems, which will give us transparency, accountability, financial stability, financial resilience, credibility, and trust. Then what motivated me to be president of the African Cup was to build the African Cup from its strength. It was already strong, but I felt I could also come in, develop, and implement strategies which align with our mission, our vision, our values, like putting in place a platform for empowering the community, unlocking its potential, unlocking its values, and also fuel our people's passion, and also make our people united, one people, cultural fusion, and also building a strong brand for the African Cup community, which is visible, which is attractive, which is aspirational, which makes us as Africans proud.
Yeah.
And
honestly, I think I can say that you've done an amazing job on that. Being a player within the African Cup as well, like we used to play in Jones Park, and your skills, what you've done for this community, for the competition is amazing. Like taking us to Wanderers, having that partnership with Wanderers, giving us their the training ground, sorry. Like that's a big achievement. And we see that every single year, like
Growth.
Yeah.
Big, like, long-term vision sort of thing, which is like helping it grow and prosper. Yeah, it's really inspiring.
Thanks for your kind compliments.
Okay. So the second question I'm going to ask you is, what has been your most proudest moment in history of the Cup?
The standout is our strategic partnership with Western Sydney Wanderers, and also the growth of the competition. We are growing with diversity, equity, and inclusiveness. We've got juniors of women soccer now, so all that makes us proud.
Yeah, definitely see it. Like Mick, I'm telling you, you got on the 14s, on the 15s, on the 17s, and then you have the Women's Cup. I'm telling you, like, there's something about this competition. Like every single year, I just look forward to it.
Yeah. It's awesome to hear. I wanted to ask you, has any player's journey in the African Cup inspired you particularly more than the rest?
Yeah, basically I've been inspired. Because most of our players are now playing in our national premier leagues across the country, quite a number. And we've got players who have also played in the A-League. Some are still playing. And we've got players playing across the globe. and other players are representing their countries in Africa, playing
Yeah.
in the African Cup, African World Cup qualifiers, and some juniors are already playing for Australia as junior players. One of them scored 3 goals yesterday in Saudi Arabia. So I've been inspired by the progression of our players.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Would you say that, do you think the African Cup has given them an extra chance to kind of showcase their skills on like a bigger stage compared to just playing your MPL football?
It is. The African Cup is very competitive.
Mm.
When these guys come to play against each other, then you can see how aggressive and competitive it
Yeah.
is. So it has kept them fit, kept them focused. And I mean, the good thing is we extend our season from the winter season. They don't have a break. So it means they keep honing their skills and becoming better and better.
Sharper and
Yeah,
sharper.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Have Australian football club changed how they support diversity talent?
There they are struggling and tripping.
Yeah.
No diversity, no equity, no inclusion. Australia is a lucky country potentially because there are a lot of people coming from different continents,
Yeah.
South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, where soccer is a religious sport. So they should be able to leverage on these people and build a strong football culture,
Yeah.
which I don't see at the moment.
The identity is not there.
What do you think they like clubs or the FA in general could do to, I guess, kind of support that? I mean, I know that you've got the partnership with Western Sydney Wanderers. Do you think we've got to see a little bit more of that from the professional teams?
Yeah, we need to see more of that from the professional teams. See, the problem with Australian football at the moment, they have inherited the rugby style of doing their business, and they need to move away from that and take a cue from the rest of the world where football is at another level. I think that can help a lot. And also, they should not forget the grassroots.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't get their kids to play football. I mean, as you know, because there's no encouragement, there's no support.
So would you say
Yeah.
the pay to play system kind of is something that's holding Australia back?
It is. Football is the cheapest sport in the world, but the reverse is true in Australia.
100%.
And we don't see the payments parents and individuals make reflecting on the ground.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening on the ground, and a lot of kids fall off the crack because they can't pay the money.
Yeah,
Correct.
100%.
100%. I agree with that. What advice would you give to the young athlete without strong connections who want to go pro?
Discipline is very important. Stay away from the streets.
Yeah.
Don't partake in illicit activities, illicit substance.
Yeah.
Be hardworking, be consistent, never give up, listen, take advice, and and keep going.
No, that's awesome
Yeah.
for sure. What do you think is next on your radar in terms of growing the African Cup?
I think we need to operationalize our efficiency more in management and administration and get more people to come in and help because the tournament has become bigger. It has become bigger than us as managers and administrators. And also it's becoming bigger than even Western Sydney Wanderers. So we want to see more and more,
More involvement.
resources, more involvement. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Do you think that there's other clubs that could sort of throw their hat into the ring and say, we want to be part of that, we want to be part of the diversity, equity, inclusion, things like that? How can we help? Would you love to see that?
I would like to see that, and I know there could be a lot of clubs who want to see that because
Definitely.
Western Sydney Wanderers were a
They're not
model.
the only one.
Yeah, they were a model. They showed people that if you empower people, give them an opportunity, you create a good brand.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
No, I would love to see more of that. 100%.
Beyond the African Cup community, what needs to be changed for football growth in Australia?
The perception needs to change.
Yeah.
Like what I said, football is not an indulgence in elitism. It's a mass game.
Yeah.
So that has to change. The rugby way of doing things, like the coaches, managers, they are in a silo.
Yeah.
They are not free to express themselves. They
Yeah.
are not flexible. And at the same time, I think Australian football administration must take schools seriously. There should be more football in schools. And community football like ours, it needs to be taken seriously because this can be engines for growth.
It's like you said, there's players already representing international stages and things like that.
Yeah.
And that's just from one tournament. Imagine we had that spread across, you know, so many professional clubs with academies,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
Like right now, like there's a lot of players playing in the MPO and obviously other teams that came from the African Cup, you know, and that's why this competition is such an amazing tournament.
Yeah.
Like it really gives that platform. So for that, as a player and
Yeah,
obviously
of
as a
course.
member, I want
Yeah.
to say thank you for all the work that you've done,
That's
and hopefully you continue, you know.
yeah.
For sure. Going back to grassroots football and the talent that's there, how do you see that Australian football can sort of go away from this pay-to-play system more into, like you said, South American, European, African sort of system where football is I guess affordable?
Legion.
I think the state government and the federal government must come in and help. Clubs also must, you know, not just they have to change their way and think outside the box and mobilize resources to make football cheaper for the community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just touching on your partnership with Western Sydney Wanderers, I just wanted to know a little bit more about that and how that came about.
What happened is we just went over there and it didn't even have those fields.
Okay.
Yeah, probably it was a gut feeling. We just wanted a partnership with them.
Yeah.
They were also renting across the road. Then when we went there, we gave them our plan. They were very happy. The CEO came, everyone came in the meeting. They were happy. They told us that they were building a very good place. Then we went there to check, you know, they were earth-moving equipment. No one knew about it. Then they said, oh, if these fields are done, then you guys can also come and use them.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's how
Amazing.
it actually happened.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
you were like proactive about it, and
We were
sort of,
proactive about it,
Yeah.
and it worked in our way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
How would you say that working with Western Sydney Wanderers has helped the tournament and its players, I guess?
That's great because it's a guaranteed long-term venue, which is accessible, strategic location, a good venue which makes us look good, and also
Professional.
it's state of the art.
Yeah.
And our players now are playing on a field, on good fields, and they can express their talents without fear of injuries or anything. Unlike in the past when we were at Progress Park, fields weren't that good and players were always complaining.
Yeah.
And also Sydney, Western Sydney Wanderers, they are also, you know, helping us with resourcing as well. So which is good. It's helping, you know, teams don't pay a lot of money because it's hard. But because Western Sydney Wanderers, we are able to do certain things which we couldn't do without them. So yeah.
Going on forward this year, who do you think is going to win it?
For me, history, which was broken last year, is still going to work. So whoever prepares well this year, I think will win the cup because it might be harder for South Sudan to win it. Although I understand most of their players are back again.
Yeah.
So there will be a strong squad, but the history, the tournament would be against them. Yeah, so I don't know about you guys. I hear Sierra Leone are doing very well. You have got a strong youth squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, your structures are strong, and I hear you might get some players from somewhere. So yeah, you might win it.
we're definitely
I don't
coming.
know about Ivory Coast. I know Emi is yeah. My backyard, I don't know what these guys are organizing. Yeah, Zimbo has a chance because they have a talent, but as you know, some of the players decided to leave.
I think your youth squad is very strong.
Yeah. Even the players who left and went to the other teams, they are good enough to make a stronger team. Yeah, but it's a tough question though.
Can't wait for it. I can't wait for
Have
it.
to wait and see.
It's coming.
That's it.
Yeah.
How would you say that the African Cup has sort of evolved since your time there as a player to compared to now? Obviously, you have the sponsorships. It's a lot more of a professional setting. Have you seen any other changes, I guess?
In terms of growth, we've got more teams, we've got more offerings like juniors, we've got like the partnership we have, which is quite strategic, and also it's visible now. We've got a big brand.
Yeah, 100%.
The brand is very big. Our games, especially finals, are now live, and we got a lot of views, over 100,000 views.
Wow.
It's broadcast globally. It's
Yeah.
not only here in Australia, you know. So so it's growing in terms of administration. We have got a strong media team now, social media. So but I think we need to do more, you know, especially in terms of management and administration. There are still things we need to work on. We are happy we've got a registration platform, which probably this year it could work better. You know,
More prep
Amazing.
time.
yeah,
I think that was an issue last year a little bit, but
yeah.
figure it out this year. for
I
sure.
think it will
I
work,
think it was
you know.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Just another question: has there ever been a player that stood out for you?
Yeah, there are so many players who stood out, but in this particular instance, I want to pick out Charles Mpomwa,
Yeah.
the Congolese player who started as a kid, started as a goalkeeper actually,
Wow.
because Congo didn't have a keeper. They didn't want to use him that year, but because they didn't have a keeper, they used him. He was 14 or so. Then the following year, he started playing as an infield player. He became the African Cup Player of the Year at some point.
Wow.
Then that's when he was taken by the A-League teams.
Yeah.
And now he's representing Tanzania in the African Cup. Last year, he was in Côte d'Ivoire.
Wow.
Ivory Coast, in the African Cup. Then I'm sure he's going again in
I think I
Morocco.
remember that.
And he played in the World Cup qualifiers as well.
Yeah.
So I know there are many, you know, but him has been more consistent. Yeah.
I hate versing that guy in the midfield. I'm telling you, that
Terror.
guy, he's quick.
Mm.
When he has the ball, it's like it's stuck to his feet. Like, it's so hard to get.
Different level, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And his
that's
work
it.
rate is very hard. It's very good.
That's what it's
Very,
all about.
very tough.
Hard work beats talent
Yeah.
every time.
He played last year in the African Cup as well. Although Cape Verde.
No,
Cape Verde.
fair.
But
I guess I wanted to ask you, where did your sort of passion for football and your journey start as a kid?
You know, look, I was born in Africa. In Africa, all we know is football.
Yeah, that's it.
So your brothers are playing, everyone's playing, we're playing in the streets. In Africa, their football is played more in schools as well. When I went to school, in my primary school, I started playing. Secondary school, I started playing. Then when I was doing my tertiary, I was playing. I played up to the second tier. That's when I got injured. I've got a very big injury.
Oh,
My
wow.
ACL is done. You know, I actually need a knee reconstruction. When I
Wow.
came here, they just did a bit of but I played to the second tier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just
is that in Australia?
no. In back home.
Or back home?
When I came here, I was already injured. I had already put my boots off, but I needed to help Zimbabwe. They didn't have players. Then I started playing for Zimbabwe in the African Cup. But twice we were in the quarterfinals, twice we were as a player in the semifinals, once we were in the finals, and we lost to Ghana 3-2.
Oh,
So
tough Warriors, isn't it?
yeah.
Do you think it would have changed if you were fit?
Oh, definitely, because I was using an injured.
Yeah.
I've played with some really good players. Charles, you
Yeah.
ask Charles Mawen.
Yeah.
I've played with what's his name? Mamadi Konde. I've called with Pizzo Kish. He was a good player too. We used to do this Zimbabwean Zimpride thing. We've won quite a number of cups. I've played with Boxer.
Wow.
Yeah. You know,
Those
Xavier.
are top players.
Yes, I've played with those. Yeah. So, of course, if my knee was okay, definitely I was going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
So you bought in the African, the women's tournament within the African Cup. Like, what's your views on that? Like,
it's hard to get African women to play.
yeah.
But we'll keep pushing.
Yeah.
We hope by the teams we have at the moment, it will attract more and more young players to come and play. Yeah. Some teams are improving. Look at what South Sudan, of course, they've got the numbers.
Yeah.
Look at Ghana.
Yeah,
They're
won it last
improving.
year.
Yeah, they are improving. So we'll keep pushing. In these things, what you need is to pushing and believe. Must have your faith. Yeah, it will be good in
They won
future.
it last year, but this year is going to be different. My Sri Lankan girls are coming back for that trophy. I'm telling you. They're coming back for that trophy.
That'll be good.
Just want to ask a little bit more question regarding the women's football. So the growth and what people should expect this year. Last year there was a lot of women managers in a lot of the teams. Like they were doing a lot of the background jobs. Like for example, for take Ivory Coast for example, they had Amy, or take the Zim team. They had Patience, who was managing everything. So what should people expect this year?
We expect to have more women managing the teams. It's always been our aim
Yeah,
to have more and more women managing teams. Before we started the women's competition, our thrust was having more women in the management of
yeah.
teams.
And I think that's very important. Like we get that both the women and the men playing at the same time in all ages, and I think that's something that we are going to do going forward. Within the African community.
I just wanted to ask you, I guess a little bit off topic, but how was your experience coming to Australia, and how do you see the country has changed in the last 20 odd years that you've been here?
Yeah, when we came in, it was a little, it's a new country. I was an adult already.
Yeah.
Who had lived a longer life in the country. There were a lot of changes. One, you needed to get employment, which was a little bit harder. You were something there. You come here, you have to change everything. You have to study to make sure you familiarize yourself environment, and also we were isolated, sort of, because you don't know anything.
Yeah.
So most of the time you keep yourself at homes. But football changed everything. For me, it was a therapy.
So
Yeah.
being part of that community was
Yeah,
kind of opened
yes,
everything up for you.
Yes, it was a therapy. They really helped me to
Yeah.
get most of the things at the back of my mind.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about
Yeah.
football, right?
Yeah.
It kind of everything can be going on, but as soon as you're on the field,
Everything goes.
you're in
Everything
that state of
changes.
flow.
The
You're in
best
that
therapy,
in
yeah.
that happy
Yeah.
place, huh?
So
And-
like.
Oh no,
sorry,
please,
no.
go.
Is there like a particular MPO team that you would say you support?
No. Not really.
Come
There are
on.
so many. Most of the players I follow, they change teams.
Yeah.
So
we
wherever
spoke about
a
that
player
last
I
week.
follow,
Yeah.
I support that team. Like this year, I'm supporting my son who's playing at Nepean.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
How old is your son?
he is what, 23. I've got him.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the other one is at Hillsfield,
Okay.
but he's a junior Simba.
Yeah.
Then I also support a couple of friends. So I can't say I support this team.
I think that's what I talked about last episode, which was the toxic trait of like one moment you're playing at this team, the next you're playing another team. It's just like that's just the Australian culture,
Mm.
But yeah.
How has the football landscape changed in Australia since the NSL compared to NPL?
The NSL, in terms of quality, I don't think they had that quality, but they were getting more players to go to Europe.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think the culture was different. It was a league which was focused on developing players as individuals.
Yeah.
Unlike the A League can't get players to Europe. I can't see it happening unlike the
No.
NSL.
Mm.
Although it was two ethnicity fighting.
Yeah.
Teams were according to where you come from.
Yeah.
That's why they had to disband the NSL.
Yeah,
There
because
There were
of
big fights
ethnic-
between Serbians and
There's
Croatians.
good
Yeah.
and bad. Like the good part
Yeah.
about the S and
So they
NSL.
disbanded the
Yeah.
NCL and the
Mm.
NSL to bring in the A League.
Mm.
But the field is becoming more even though,
Yeah.
because I'm beginning to see more Africans playing in the NPL,
Yeah.
and unlike before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're definitely seeing that
Yeah.
a lot more.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Do you think that there should be a club just specifically for Africans?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. People have been playing around with the idea,
Yeah.
but it hasn't frustrated. I know it's expensive to have a license
Yeah.
in the MPLs. We can't start from districts. We need to go into the MPL
Yeah.
and build a big, strong African team and an African home. We need a home as
That
well.
team,
That would be
oh
a
man, that would be a
domination, I'm telling
dominating
you.
team. Crazy.
No disrespect to the teams out there, but if
Would love to see it
Africans
happen.
unite, oof, I'm telling you.
Do you have anything that like is important for you to tell people? I guess.
Yeah, just people to look out to the African Cup, continue to work hard
Yeah,
Mhm.
and build stronger brand equity,
yeah,
which it will be something our children be proud of.
Mm.
This African Cup should go on and on and on, even beyond us, beyond me. I want to see you, Raheem, sitting here
Be the
where I
president.
am. Yes, yeah. Because look, I was playing. Now my two sons are playing in the
Yeah.
African Cup. So we want your sons as well to play in the African Cup. We
Hopefully
want this
one
one
day.
to be there on Australian landscape.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a strong community. Like every single state has a competition happening.
Yeah.
And I think for me, one thing I was impressed by the South Sudanese community. Melbourne, South Sudanese team won it. Adelaide, Sudanese team won it. Sydney, Brisbane, like that community is so strong.
Yeah.
And that's, I think for me, that's something I want to see within every single African community.
Yeah. Super
Like
inspiring,
that
isn't it?
strong unity. Like when you go to the African Cup game, like majority of the fans you see there are the South Sudanese community because they're so strong, they're so united.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I like to see, you know. But hopefully one day the other African communities can learn from that and then come together and be united.
Mm.
I think that would be amazing. That's why whenever like there's South Sudanese and Sierra Leone clash, the fan base is crazy.
The 12th man, isn't it?
It's a tough fan base, you
Yeah.
know, because both of us, we're the strongest communities out there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's
I
got a
think
huge impact, like having a
100%.
community support you. And,
I really
and kind
admire
of
the
have your
Sudanese
back.
community. I
Mm.
really admire the effort. The players, they're hardworking. I'm telling you, like, these guys, they train. They're not there for no reason because of, you know, there's this stereotype that a lot of people would say that, oh, he's only good because of his physicality. But nah, they don't see the background work.
Mm.
They don't see the hard work. They don't see the trainings, you know. They don't
Yeah.
see the dedication, the reasons why these guys want to be where they want to be, you know.
Yeah, I think
But-
that's just an easy way out
Yeah.
to say something like that.
I cop that a lot. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you only this because you're African." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I am African, but I'm also putting in the work, in the extras, you know."
Yeah, also super
But yeah.
hardworking, talented. Like,
100%.
One thing, guys, you have to see is the demographics has been changing, it's been shifting.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know, there was a time when the African Cup used to have young people coming, then they
Yeah.
disappeared.
Mm.
Now we can see young people coming, girls, boys, women, you know, men, you know, elderly people are coming back. I've seen them. There was a time when only you see few elderly people, myself,
yeah,
one or two, but they're all coming back.
Yeah,
So that
stronger
kind
community.
of demographics shifting is good for the competition.
I agree.
thanks, guys. That was a great chat with Bernard. Super inspiring story and a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story, man.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
all the
Thank you,
works
Michael.
you've done within the community.
Thank you.
We really appreciate, you know, all you've done for us, and we hope that we continue to see great things within the African Cup. It's been a pleasure having you, and then peace out.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Welcome, guys. So we heard about your story, and it's a crazy story, honestly. So what? Like a 17-year-old guy just starting to take over. Start coaching the World 11. Yeah, can you guys tell me a little bit about how that came about?
You know, there was a few tournaments coming up, and I just thought, why not bring my friends together and just, you know, let's play a tournament. Like, they're all talented guys, so I was just like, you know, let's put everything together. Let's just go do tournaments, and then turned out first tournament we won the championship. So yeah.
Wow,
Crazy.
that's impressive. So do you mind telling us your names?
My name is Natty.
My name's Rebecca McVinney.
I'm a Jack Khalil.
Darcy Fleming.
Nice
And
to
who-
meet you guys.
Nice to meet you guys. Who's the coach? So, who's the coach?
They're right here.
Oh, you're the coach. You're the brains behind everything.
Of course.
Do you got any coaching background or anything, or you just said, nah, let's go?
FIFA, yeah. Fullback.
Hey, I can't lie. I will smoke you in FIFA, my guy.
Tell me you're not running
Come Melbourne.
Carl, run it up. I swear, I will smoke you, man.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the tournament that you guys entered into and eventually won?
I could go and talk about it. So, ASFA is a tournament that's run every single year, and it's run by like a mostly Somalian background.
Yep.
There's a junior tournament and a senior tournament, and we competed in the senior tournament in 2024. We know the organizer. We're quite close with him. The guy who helps us out, helps the community out, He's a community leader. His name is Deanie. We see him as like older brother, uncle, he's someone we respect. A lot of boys laughing now, but he's someone we respect. We told him last minute, we want to bring in a team into ASFA because we competed last year under different teams and different names. Yeah. And he said, sure. He sponsored us. We went into the tournament knowing we could win, and that's exactly what we did.
Nah, that's respect.
How do you guys feel about one of your goals going viral?
Oh, that's the main man.
That's the man, huh?
The man.
The drag.
It was kind of like, shocking how like it kind of actually went viral. Had to mention my boy Natty for shouting me out, mentioning the drag, in the sideline. My mates, everyone in the whole team actually supported me, like surprising a lot in that. And I just feel happy about it.
Nah, it's hectic, bro. So are you guys all 17-year-olds? Like how old? Like what's the oldest player in your team?
Everyone here is 17-year-olds.
We had like 17, 16-year-olds.
Yeah, as the tournament was going on, we were all like 16, 17. But as Nia, some people going up.
So basically the teams were like mixed with 08s, 07s, 09s, and at the time of the tournament, since I'm 08, I was 16.
Wow,
crazy.
I've just turned 17 now.
I see you guys are wearing MPO jerseys. That's Hume City, right?
Yeah.
So do you guys have any ambition to go in pro?
Obviously, everyone's goal is to reach to some sort of professional club.
Yeah.
So right now we're trying our hardest to be recognized around the whole of Australia, maybe even outside of Australia, as much as we can possible. Honestly.
I could talk about the Hume program just a little bit.
Yeah.
Hume is a full-time program, so we train 4 days a week, and then if you get called up to 23s, you might be playing 23s. You might train on a Monday, and then you might train the rest of the week with the 19s or say 17s. So it's basically very full-time. There's people at the club who really, want to take you somewhere with your football.
So like when you guys entered into the tournament, like what was the goals? Was it to like win it straight away, or were you thinking like try and make the finals at least, or
to reach the top? Obviously, like to get the trophy at the end of the tournament. But us boys, unserious boys. Every training every game we came up. We came 15 minutes late to the game. And
we still
10 minutes to the game.
Still win every game.
No warm up happening. No ball work.
We didn't train once.
Just open the gates, close the gates, straight into the game, and do the job, team.
So what happened? What happened with you guys? I heard you guys got like disqualified from one of the tournaments or something. What happened there?
We participated in 2 tournaments after we won the previous championship, and then we made semi-finals in both tournaments. But then unfortunately we got disqualified because we didn't have enough people from the specific ethnic group. But it is what it is. To be honest.
No, tell them the scores of those the games we played in the tournament.
First game was 10-2.
10-2
against grown men.
10-2.
Bro.
You disrespectful boys. Where's your respect?
8-1.
8-1.
8-1. Second game was 8-1.
And we got robbed from the tournament.
You're disrespecting your uncles and stuff. That's disrespectful. You guys are disrespectful.
The boys that we bet 10-2 and 8-1 both made semis.
Wow. So you guys would have easily won that
One of them
competition.
actually won the tournament.
Someone won the tournament. One team won.
One of the teams, and we beat them 10-1 or 8-1. One of the teams.
Wow.
So what, you guys think you would have gone all the way in those tournaments as well, huh?
Hey man, easy. Hey man.
No, everyone knows we would have won it. There's no stress.
No stress here.
Hard. We gotta have you guys come down when we start our events and that.
You guys gotta come down to African Cup.
Hey man,
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Fly me out on there.
What are the struggles you guys have been facing in trying to get pro,
Being in the MPL system, there's always favoritism. Everyone can vouch. There's always when you go trials, or they don't look for new talent, specifically, whoever brings in the most money, whose dad has the most pockets, their favorite. So it's hard. But that's why we're trying to make a team, do something on the side as well as playing MPL. Something on the side, that we can still keep going up. And it doesn't have to be doesn't involve money. People from up and pure talent stuff. A bunch of backgrounds, coming together, trying to make like bigger goals to ourselves.
So do you guys feel like the MPO system doesn't really give you guys a pathway to go pro?
Honestly, I wouldn't say that, but like there's some things like that. Like for example, it would be money. It would be really expensive for some people. Some people it would know it. Like some people are paying 3K, 3.3, 2.8, you know, like in that era. But like in those clubs, there could be a coach or like someone that you actually like can look up to, can actually like take you somewhere in certain clubs. So for you to find that, it's up to you, honestly. Like it just depends on what club you want to go to.
Are you guys all playing MPO at the moment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's at MPL 1 clubs.
Yeah, we all play MPL 1 clubs.
I'm playing MPO 1.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's crazy.
I can't lie. Like at that stage that you guys are in right now, that is such a vital stage right now. And my only advice for you guys, especially playing for MPL 1 team right now, is like do the extra trainings. You know, try to break into the next level. Try to get called up to play for the older boys. That's the only way coaches are gonna be like, okay, this kid's got talent. You know, try your best to even like if the coach like, yo, can you stay back? Can you play for the older boys? You know, like take opportunities. You know, don't be scared to be expressive on the pitch. I feel like the reason a lot of players struggle is they limit themselves because they're scared to take the risk. Do not be scared to take risk. You know, like us Africans, we when we play against each other, we be doing the craziest skills. You know. But like when we go to like MPO field, we feel limited. We feel like restricted.
Yeah.
But don't feel that way.
It's good. It's good to like show like the Africans, you know, like because right now everyone's in a tight situation. With, like this, a lot of things are happening in the African community, you know. So it's good to recognize, like for us all Africans, you know, to be recognized, like around Australia, honestly.
But there's one other advice I want to give you guys. So I had an experience to go to England and I met up with the Liverpool coach, right? And he gave me 3 advice, like to go pro. Most of the boys that are playing in England, they stay away from girls, stay from the streets, and stay away from the drugs. If you guys can focus and just put your mindset on soccer and just try to make it, because 100% you'll make it. If you just keep those three things aside, you'll definitely make it.
That's some real stuff there. It's honest. That's good.
One thing a lot of the young ones don't know is if you are not making it into the transfer market, you're not going anywhere. You have to try to make it to the transfer market. And the only way you can do that is breaking into the first team. Like right now, if Hume City get an opportunity to play for the B League, right? And you are already in the Hume City first grade, and they are in the B League, and you play a game, instantly you are in the transfer market because that is considered as a professional league, right? And then you now have value. When you have value as a player, that means clubs look at you. But if you have no value, right now, no club will look at you. That's how you get to the next step. So me being young at your age, I didn't get that advice. I didn't know anything about the transfer market and trying to make it. So my advice to you is be hungry, be disciplined, and be very focused. And then hopefully there will be someone out there that will see your talent and they will promote you to the professional league.
Yeah, like how's the African community in Melbourne, and do you feel like you guys get a lot of support, and do you guys feel like there's a lot of opportunities for you guys in terms of football and just outside of that as well?
Yeah, I reckon there is in the African community, like mentioning AFCON. So AFCON is gone, like we had 2 AFCONs actually this year. Yeah. So it was actually good that to expose like bringing every African like nation all together, you know, having some fun, just, you know, bringing everyone together. The community is good, honestly. Like it's really, as you can see, some of the videos, some are like something so passion, you know, everything like celebrations, everything just coming all one day.
So with the Melbourne AFCON, is there like an age group for you guys to play, or do you have to play upper age?
AFCON is all ages. It's all ages, and you know, we're young boys, and we still. Last year we played under Madagascar. Yeah. For another young African team called YTS, which is like, I basically can say we're a team together, but we're not at the same time. There's YXI and YTS, and we did pretty well for our first ever AFCON as a group. We never trained together. We just kick ball, you know. we'll just, since we're all mates, it's vibes. Kick ball, do our thing.
Just playing.
As you said before, it's all mental.
It is.
Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Just playing for the sport you love, you know?
How do you feel playing against the men's in the African Cup?
It's hard.
To be honest, some games could be hard, some games could be easy, but the thing with playing against older men, older people is I've realized that they feel ashamed if they do like bad and lose to kids. So, you know, they try to take us out.
They do the hardest.
This and that, you know, they try their hardest, you know, because it's embarrassing to lose to kids.
But the thing is, like, I remember at your age, I would love to play against the older men. The reason why, because I want to embarrass these uncles. I'm telling you. But like, obviously, Africa.
They talk crap all game, and then you know, you want to show. You want to show.
But the thing is, when those uncles get you, man, they really get you.
They really get you. They really get you.
Nah, but lots of respect. Hey, if you guys are like, how old are you guys? Like, still 17, right?
Everyone's 17 years.
I might start doing some scouting for my boys.
Only one way we can show him.
Hey,
If one way.
if we're good enough. Set it up, man. Set it up.
Set it up.
You know what we did.
But we have your details. If anything,
Sydney are scared.
Hey guys,
Sydney is scared.
They're not ready for Melbourne. Word.
They're not ready for Melbourne football. We play a different type of.
Hey, you know what?
we'll see.
One thing I
Dick's the real football.
definitely want to see in the future for African Cup, the winner of each African states get to verse each other.
Oh, that's a genius plan.
Huh?
Each winner of the African states versus each other.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah. I think they used to happen back in the day where like.
But it used to be the South Sudanese
Yeah,
tournament.
like, say there'd be like South Sudan, Melbourne, Queensland,
Yeah.
Sydney. They'd all verse each other.
Yeah, I think that happens in the Sri Lankan community as well. Like I think on Independence Day.
Is there anything that you guys want to say, I guess, to the world or to like everyone in Melbourne? Anything that you guys want to say?
I want to say one more thing about one of our players that played World side. Yeah, he won the championship with us, and he recently got signed to a team in Sydney.
Yeah.
Newcastle. Yeah.
Newcastle Jets.
Plays with Newcastle now. I think under 21 or under 23s.
What's his name?
Alu, his brother recently debuted for Newcastle.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Garangaru.
So I just want to congratulate him, you know, on behalf of all the boys. You know, that's a big step to the next journey. So yeah, we
that's just one.
That's
just one already.
There's many more steps to come.
There's 20 more to go.
That's it, boys. Hey, your limit is really just however far you want to take it. That's like a great example for you guys that there's opportunities there.
Yeah.
I like to say that, you know, keep pushing, you know. Yeah, that's what I like to say.
Yep.
2025, you know, this is our growth year. We have a lot of things to achieve this year with our World side. Big things. Yeah, 2025 is our year, bro.
Yo, 2024, we came as a brand new team and we stamped our name in the boot of asphalt, and we look to do it again in 2025.
Just proud of my boys, you know. 2025 is gonna be another year of winning. We're gonna get another win again. You know, mentioning it, just keep following through and just pursue the mindset. You know?
Nah. That's respect, man. Can't lie, these boys there.
Nah, stay positive, boys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the chat, yeah?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, on behalf of all of us, you know, I just want to thank you guys for inviting us to the podcast. Really appreciate it. It's a great opportunity for us to, you know, grow. And yeah, appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. Like, talking to you guys right now, it's a pleasure. I can't lie. To see young boys with such great ambitions, like, it's amazing.
We'll be following your journey, yeah?
Yeah. Journey's started.
That's it.
Appreciate it, boss.
Appreciate it.
Take care, boys.
Take care.